true to her folksy style, Sarah Palin will hand over the reins of power to Lieutenant Governor Sean Parnell at a picnic in Fairbanks. Alaska's first woman governor stepping down just halfway through her first term. She's been saying goodbye all week.
I hope to get to shake as many hands as possible and tell you from the bottom of my heart how much I thank you and love you.
But the looming question is, why leave now? No one seems to know. Not her father.
I have no idea what her game plan is.
Not her colleagues.
I have no idea what her future plans are.
As for Palin, she's offering no more clarity or closure than when she announced her resignation 3 weeks ago.
All I can ask is that you trust me with this decision and know that it is no more politics as usual.
It seems nothing is politics as usual with Sarah Palin. She shot from little-known governor to one of the most popular, if polarizing, politicians in the country when John McCain tapped her to be his running mate. Hailed as an asset when she first hit the national stage.
The chant is drill, baby, drill.
She soon was criticized as a liability.
Everybody, I'm going rogue right now.
The butt of late-night comics.
Available now, we got a bunch of these.
And while a majority of Americans, 53%, view Palin negatively, she remains wildly popular in the Republican Party. 70% have a positive opinion of her. Now, with a book deal, book tour in the works, and $1 million in political action committee coffers, she's not stepping off stage, supporters hope, but is setting the stage to run for president in 2012. But is a presidential bid now harder?
The kind of quitter stigma that's been attached to her is something that's going to be very damaging in any future campaign that she does decide to take on.
Whatever the now ex-governor of Alaska decides to do, you can betcha it won't be politics as usual. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
For more on Sarah Palin and what may be next for her, we are joined by our senior political correspondent, Jeff Greenfield. Jeff, good evening to you.
Howdy.
What do you think if, in fact, Sarah Palin does want to run for president in 2012? Does stepping down now actually help her?
Well, it's not clear that staying on would have helped all that much because the Alaska Republicans were giving her a very hard time in the legislature. Governors in every state are going to be having to inflict a lot of pain and sacrifice in the coming years. And if she wants to stay visible, it may be just as easy as well as a lot more lucrative to go on the rubber chicken circuit around the country than to stay on as governor of Alaska. The damage, I think, was that it helped to reinforce the notion that she's fundamentally not serious enough to be president. But in terms of fixing that image, she would have had her work cut out for her whether she had stayed on as governor or not, I think, Russell.
You look at some of these CBS News poll numbers, 65% of Americans don't think that Sarah Palin would have the ability to be an effective president. Granted, it is early in the game, but what does she need to do to turn those numbers around?
Well, first we have to ask whether or not that's what she wants to do. I mean, I don't think I ever saw her happier than when she was on Saturday Night Live last fall. And the idea of making a lot of money for speeches, a big book advance, speaking to audiences that adore you, that take any criticism of you as proof of media bias, this is not a bad way to live. But if we do think that she has national ambitions, she's got to deal with this seriousness issue. America has elected inexperienced candidates. We did it last year. Remember, Obama said the issue is not experience but judgment. But the problem is that and other numbers in the poll suggest that people don't think she has that judgment. Now, you can see how she fixes that. Heavyweight speeches, conferences with significant thinkers. But to put it politely, the jury is very much out on whether she has either the desire or the ability to do that. And that's where we are. It's also 3 years out, as you point out.
Definitely, definitely. And as you said, we should not make the assumption, people should not make the assumption that, in fact, she does want to run for president.
There's not a bad life she could carve out for herself if she says, the heck with this.
Jeff Greenfield, as always, thank you very much.